in prepositions? Yeah, so let's come up with the prepositions in task 1 in your graphs, clear? So what type of prepositions you can use and when you can use them. So we have got how many prepositions now? 8, on, and, by, to, clear? And some other prepositions, we will talk about them. So how we can use them, let's come. So first of all, we will talk about these 3 prepositions. Number 1, by, of, and an. Today in the lecture, clear, we're going to cover them, these 3 prepositions. And these 3 prepositions are very, very important. We talked about 4 different structures. And now we are going to study few of the prepositions. Are you all ready now?
Yes.
Let's come up with these 3, clear? First of all, you should know we use preposition by. We use preposition by. By. Clear? After, clear? After a word. After a word. We use preposition by after what? After a word. When you have a word, like for example, increased. Increased is a word. Decreased is a word. Rose is a word. Clear? Fall is a word. So after word, we use preposition by. When do we use preposition by? After a word. Let me give you some of the examples. Now look. For example, word plus by, and then we can write down numbers or percentage. Number or percentage. For example, gone up. Gone up. This is a word. And by how many? This is the figure. By 30,000 or 10%. For example, increase by. Increase by, then after this you can write down either a percentage or a number. Increase by 10. Increase by 10%. Decline by 5%. Decline by 5. Reduce by. Clear? Fallen by. Dropped by. So after a word, we will use which preposition? By. Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Number 1. By. We use preposition by after a word. After a main word. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the second one. Can you see of? Use of after a noun and before the amount. We use of after a noun, not after a word. Look, after a noun we use of. After a noun we use of. But after a word we use by. Excellent. When there is a noun, we will use preposition of. But you need to clear your mind first of all. After, look, we have got a noun. After noun we use of. But after of, we will use a number or percentage. Noun, of, but after of, we will add noun or a percentage. One thing. Another, the other, we have n, use n. What do we do after? We use n after a noun. A noun plus n. But after n, we just straight away we write down, we write down the topic. We write down the topic.
The noun.
We, no, not noun. Yeah, noun, but the topic, name of the topic.
Yes,
we do not add a number. For example, clear? What if I want to say noun? There was an increase. Increase by or increase? There was an increase. Increase is a noun here.
Yeah.
Increase of. Increase of.
After a noun.
Clear? After a noun. Look, what if I write down here like this? There was. And I told you when we start with there was, we need to use a noun. There was an increase. There was an increase. An increase, so increase is a noun. So preposition by, of or n? Of. I will use of. Of 5, clear? Or 500. Of 500. Of 500. Because I told you if you want to use of after a noun, we will use a number. But if you want to use n, there was an increase, n. After n, preposition n, we do not add any type of number. Straight away we will write down topic name. Suppose if I say there was an increase, n and what? And the amount of. in the amount of, or in the number of, there was an increase, clear, and in the number of IELTS students. So can you see, after N, I used name of the topic. There was an increase in the number of IELTS students. Do you have any type of amount here?